I'm sure some of you may be a little upset about my April Fool's joke, which couldn't have come at a worse time, but this video isn't a joke, because we have some actual evidence Captaincy is coming, and it's not just vague speculation this time. The actual evidence has occurred due to an ongoing glitch that seems to have come with the latest patch, and it happened on one of the biggest Sea of Thieves streamers' Twitch, live. Boxy Fresh, who I'm sure you all know, managed to spy something rather strange. As he was chasing a sloop, you can see some sort of weird visual glitch where a nameplate from the galleon is hanging off the back of a sloop. Yes, an actual nameplate is hanging off the sloop. And now you might say, oh, it only happens with the sloop, so it must be a weird glitch. Nope. This happens with the brig and galleon just the same, and they look even more legitimate compared to the sloop. A big facet of Captaincy was the ability to name your ship, and there's even images in the art book showing the design concept, matching the very nameplates on the galleons and in this visual glitch. I tried to replicate the glitch with different graphic settings to no avail, so it may only occur in certain conditions, and a big thanks to my friend Futurall for taking the time to help me out, even though we didn't get it replicated. Anyways, so what might be causing this glitch? Rare often makes server-side improvements or changes to prepare for future updates. Essentially, there's always stuff under the bonnet that gets tweaked or prepared for upcoming content. Rare will do this to keep the patch size down and because the programmers have to add things over time for QA purposes. What I think is happening here is that they've created a bug that affects how ships are rendered and how much detail is shown to the player, similar to how textures load at a distance, like ship cosmetics for example. And why is this most likely not an unrelated glitch? Well, this strangely coincides with a new building that is started at each outpost. If you head to the second dock on Plunder Outpost for example, you'll find the dock has been extended with a tool bench and a wagon full of ropes. On Plunder Outpost specifically, we can see a mast leaning against the rocks. So what could this be? It's clearly going to be some sort of customization station for our ships, due to the proximity to the water. What I find most intriguing is that we've already seen the completed building, in which a glimpse can be caught in the Valentine's Day video, It Had to Be You. It resembles the current shipwright hut, but with an added mast and a harpoon it looks like. It's a weird design choice overall, but certainly looks like a place where we can customize our ships. Maybe this will include harpoon customization, or even mast customization. The only other thing I can think of this being is some sort of station that allows you to offload treasure easier, using the harpoon to grab it off your ship, while another player uses the mast as a lookout. You know, another one of those things that are for new players. Yet another thing players may have missed is the changes to the bookshelf on the sloop. It was previously some barrels and then was changed to a bookshelf and more recently had its model updated. Furthermore, the brig and sloop have had changes to their voyage table, where the model was changed to match that of the galleons. Why would they do this? Well, it would be to make everything a standard version, so each base version of a customization option would be the same, then you can upgrade or switch the item out from there. Finally, we had the updates to the legendary shipwright's dialogue in Season 4, where she now talks about fixing up the galleon and sailing it out of the hideout, so maybe that will come to fruition. In unrelated news, kinda, Blind Bob now has a voice, so that's cool. Blind Bob's Lagoon confirmed. Anyways, how would this all fit in with the roadmap we have for 2022? It seems like it could fit in with Season 7 or 8, and I'll talk about why. For Season 7, we're getting new ways to play and new ways to progress. As for new ways to play, that could really mean anything. It could mean Nintendo Switch support in Season 7, it's that vague. However, new ways to progress would tie in with the original idea for Captaincy, where you would progress further in your career as a pirate legend along with some crew-based commendations. I guess extra customization and ship naming could also be included with that. Alternatively, Season 8 is new voyages and more role-playing options. Again, it's left purposely vague. Captaincy could fall into new role-playing options, as name your ship and maybe some customization to make the ship feel more like home could fall into that category. Otherwise, role-playing can mean anything. Season 5's features may fall under that, or even the sea forts as mentioned in the Season 6 trailer. I lean more towards Season 7, as the building has started halfway through Season 6, although it did take a good 6 months to get the Castaway Shack built, and Rare has a bad habit of teasing stuff years in advance. I personally think Captaincy fits in as a form of progression more, especially if new ship customization comes with it and crew commendations. What does concern me is that if the new building is related to Captaincy, that it's being built in an area that's accessible to all players. Originally, ship ownership and naming was exclusive to Pirate Legends, and that makes sense, right? As a facet of becoming a legend, you can begin customizing your ship, naming it and owning it as a part of crafting a legendary vessel. Of course, in the case of customizing, this was left very vague in the original interviews, and could just mean the ghost set we have today. So that begs the question, should all players have access to Captaincy? Yes and no. Yes, because Rare loves to add stuff that's for new players, which I get because they're the biggest spenders and they want to try and hook new players with a breadth of new features. And I can see a lot of players moaning about having to grind for 20 hours to access this feature as a Pirate Legend. On the other hand, it was just announced that there are 1 million Pirate Legends, and last we heard, there was 25 million players who have played Sea of Thieves. So roughly 1 in 25 based on those figures. Obviously the concurrent players is different, as that includes people who have booted up the game and logged off. Oh, and don't forget, 10,412 of those Pirate Legends are UK and Exalt accounts. But in all seriousness, there are lots of legends and Rare needs to incentivise sticking around to get there, as the endgame overall has been underwhelming for a long time. Legend of the Veil is coming out later this month, which is going to be fucking epic. It really does depend on how far this strays from the original vision and how much of it comes into effect. If, and again, if this building is the Captaincy building, then it looks like we aren't selling out the Athena's hideout through that waterfall. I know some have talked about a Reaper Legend faction, such as Captain Logan, so I guess that would have to be designed to accommodate that starting point and hideout start, etc, etc, so maybe it is indeed a pipe dream on that front. Either way, several videos of inaccurate speculation later and the evidence is mounting, with the new nameplates being pretty damning to say the least. Knowing my luck, this update is going to get cancelled to spite me. Anyways, that wraps things up. I hope you enjoyed the video. What do you think? Do we have enough evidence to say Captaincy is making its way to the game soon, or am I just talking a load of shit? Make sure you like and subscribe to keep up to date with all things Sea of Thieves, and I will see you in the next video.